for the notes tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking notes.
This nigga got a regular pen. We ain't talking about
You got the pen.
I put the contacts in,
okay,
so the vision extra.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? It's 2020 tonight. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Okay.
I wouldn't miss this for the world.
That's funny, bro.
Not the shoulder though.
Gonna be like me.
Wow. Got the triathlon shirt on. Hey, run a triathlon in his life.
Hey.
He's trying to have his muscles out.
I'm gonna stop the body shaming today, goddammit.
That's all right. I'll join you. You ain't
guns away, Q. Put the guns away, Q.
You ain't by yourself.
Make him jealous. You gonna make him jealous, Q. Don't do that to Eddie.
And yo, I really want to get that shirt, just like to push it. You know what I mean?
This one, yes, sir.
But I don't fuck with Africa like that. That's the only thing, man. Damn.
I like that.
This shit hot.
Fuck with me.
That shit hot.
I actually drew that. I drew this image from a concept of where I saw a face in the continent. So I just went with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to see that. I might get one. No, not might. I will get one. Let me get one though.
Yeah, definitely. That shit's fire. He got the hat, right?
Yeah, and then I got the hoodies and sweatpants coming up next.
Okay. Yeah, let me know. Let me know.
And I know a lot about that shit too. If you're looking for vendors to, make this stuff in bulk.
Yeah, I have a great person I'm working with right now.
Okay.
I cannot get over this nigga with this shirt.
Me either. Like, what are we doing?
Mike Brown, what up, though?
That's how the testicles out on the side. Like, we can see. Oh,
Eddie trying to show he got them arms that cook real good.
He's hanging out.
Right, he got the chest out.
Hanging out. What's funny is, like, men say this type of shit, we be under the ground right now, son.
I heard about my shoulder all last week. Be quiet. Right. I heard about my shoulder all last episode.
Listen,
I'm in the house. I let the titties out.
Made out, y'all. The titty ball is out.
That's wild, bro. Mike Brown was good. Everybody filing into the live was popping. Damn, I got bad service. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
I'm good. Okay. Hey man, this might be risky. You hear Stan Peewee in the building. Man, I feel good. All right. And did y'all work on Monday?
No,
I was recovering.
Nope.
So everybody all right? No complaints, no complaining. What's up?
Life is great.
Yeah. I can dig it. Alex, what's good?
Hey, Hamp.
You all right?
I'm good.
Everything gold. I see you got your hair. You had a hat on last week, remember?
Camp, you gotta relax.
No, I be trying to learn. So what was wrong last week that you had to wear the?
I was waiting on my hair appointment. When it gets to a certain point, you gotta throw on the hat. You gotta put a little headband on, put a little scarf on, or something to preserve all right here.
See, that's why I fuck with Terrence. He all natural. T was good.
What's good? What's good, man? What's good?
Hey, shit, man. I see T got the internet working. He got the T. You on point, bro. That first week you almost got fired on your day off, but
Man, we ain't on that Craig shit.
I could dig it. Cue it up.
Ain't shit, man. Shout out to my cousin. Y'all know Terrence, my cousin, right?
Word.
Yeah.
So come on, yo. You feel me? But I was telling y'all earlier about the fucking vape pen. I couldn't find a charger earlier. I'm telling you, I felt like a fucking crack fiend looking for the charger. I was scratching and everything. So what I ended up doing, I found one of my mom's old defibrillator chargers. So I'm straight now. I'm a bitch now.
Yo,
what?
Damn.
No, because y'all know it take the old Android shit, like the original. Don't nobody got that shit no more.
Oh my god.
That's wild.
That's funny.
But anybody who got a vape pen can relate. When you can't listen, I'm about to lose my mind in this motherfucker. But yeah, I'm straight though.
That's what's up, man. Adrian was good.
Yo, man, what's good?
All right.
It's a great day today, man. Got my, you know what I'm saying, pad, pen. Want to figure some things out tonight, man. So I'm excited, man. I'm here to learn tonight.
What makes today so great, though?
Man, I've been trying to figure out what a high vibrational woman is, man, for the longest.
Last week.
You know what I'm saying? Feel longer than that, Eddie. You know what I'm saying? So I finally get to find that answer out tonight. So, you know, I'm just here to learn something.
So you just excited for the opportunity.
Absolutely. You know, I think if more people were like that, would come to spaces trying to gain, trying to learn, hearing new different perspectives rather than just staying so like one track minded or feeling like you already know everything and you don't need to change and that's just how you're gonna be no matter what. I think, you know what I mean, we'll see more progress, you know.
Okay.
Oh, DJ Sister Stampede in the
house. What up, sis?
The headphones are back.
Yo, I actually like them shits on the low, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
This is that stuff right here.
I could be biased, though. Mary was good.
What's up? Everybody good?
Why you always say it like you get nervous every time I say hi to you? You get nervous.
Because I be waiting for your shit. Like it's always right there. I be waiting for the follow up.
I can tell. Like you be like,
I be laughing before anything even come out.
No, I don't got nothing for you today, man. They already was cooking Eddie ass, so I ain't feel like saying too much today. Eddie, you good?
You already know over here cleaning chicken and shit.
I've been working on getting an HR rep, Eddie, because I'm sick of they shit, man.
Yeah.
Q definitely would have been reported to HR by now. I'm gonna get somebody.
Because I use my mom defibrillator.
You need to report Eddie ass for sexual harassment with that shirt on.
Oh,
harassing.
wow.
No. Eddie, man, I'm gonna send you the HR rep information. Report Mary ass, man.
Immediately, son. Everybody getting fired.
I tell you, man, this might be risky. We here. All right. Yeah, man. I think it's gonna be a good one, man. I've been looking forward to it. You know what I mean? So listen, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. We just came out. I just finished it. We got sponsorship packages. As you can saw, we had a sponsorship from Direction CYOP in the past. Looking for more sponsors. If you want the information, I'll certainly be sending it out. We'll also post it on our Instagram, make a YouTube video, so on and so forth. But I think it makes sense. And as you can tell, the platform has been growing tremendously. We're up to almost 2,200 subscribers. So shout out to that. And we'll continue to grow. Feel me? All right. Enough of the bullshit, Alex. Let's get into it. I'm just saying, man. Yo, man, niggas, he's getting tired of y'all. Oh man. Listen, man, we will be sharing super chats going forward. You know what I mean? Super likes and all that. So show some love. You got a question, ask it with the super chat, and we'll answer it. All right, everybody solid? Thumbs up if you solid. Cool. All right. This is the first question so we can get some clarity. How is a low vibrational woman defined? How is a low vibrational woman defined? Now,
so many responses.
That's what I was just about to say. Anybody filibustering will be put backstage. Be concise, be succinct, right, Asia? And define how a low vibrational woman is defined. So if you have 6 in your head, like Eddie does right now, use the top definition, right? As we know, every word has several definitions, right? Or most words do. So use the one you think is most what's the word I'm looking for? Pertains the most to what we've been discussing and how it has been discussed previously. All right, Alex, you first. No, she's still thinking. I know her. Mary, you first.
All right, so if we think about only the top of my list, so I'm gonna say somebody that has no drive. Somebody that just is pretty much content in the little spaces. Doesn't really care to learn more about anything and just doesn't care to do anything. A lot of times those are women that are being taken care of by niggas that cheat and spend money on them. But
Okay, so she is okay with being okay. She's content and she's not driven. And she doesn't mind being taken advantage of as long as she has provision. All right, now you guys see how I clean her shit up so well?
Shit like that.
Shout out to me now. Now that you guys have an example, be Asia, what's the word?
Succinct.
Be succinct. All right, Alex, you ready now?
Now,
I'm trying to write mine down. I need to get a notepad.
Right, Mary, can you write yours down or type it down?
We gotta write stuff down now. Don't say it.
I mean, if you can recite it verbatim every time we ask you, then don't write it down.
Well, then can I say mine next? I'm asking like for the third time. Can I go now?
No,
I didn't think so.
Terrence, you know you wasn't going. You know that?
Yo, man, I'm the freshman of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
The best way I can say it is a non-motivated, undriven person or woman that is trying to find benefits the easiest way possible.
That's okay. T, write that down. I like that one.
Oh man, wait a minute.
Ain't that just another way to say what I said?
Yes, it is. It is similar to yours.
I mean, it was very similar to yours, Mary. I mean, I really agree with what you said. So,
but I can tell that he thought about that and said it. Was he influenced by your definition? Possibly. Probably. But I still feel like that was his thought as well. Now, here's where this gets scary. Here's where I get hesitant. What happens when this happens? Do people just start to agree and start to define it based on what they've heard? Or are we still going to have independent thought in our definitions? Asia, what you think? How do you define a low vibrational woman?
My top 3. She's easily manipulated.
What do you mean by top 3?
I mean, the list can go on and on. So I'm gonna give my top 3 reasons why.
All
So
right,
can I say another 2 and 3? Because
go ahead. I'm watching you. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Easily manipulated. Unwilling to learn and grow. Does not put the work in to learn and grow. And is unambitious. Doesn't love herself.
Okay.
And it shows in how she interacts with the world.
Okay. Not bad.
I know. Everything I say is good. Next question. What's next?
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
That was next. Eddie.
Yo.
How do you define it? Asia, you got that written, right? You could say it again if you needed to. All right. This is interesting to me.
All these responses have been subpar. Low vibrational is one word and one word that encompasses a lot. when it comes to low vibrational women is unaccountable.
This is narcissism.
Unaccountable as hell, and it traverses everything else. Low vibrational woman can be told shit even though she's wrong. Can be reasoned with. None of that shit. All of that encompasses not being accountable for her own bullshit.
Okay. I would assume you can say that again if you needed to.
Absolutely, sir.
All right. Sis, how is a low vibrational woman defined? Go ahead.
What came to my mind first was when a woman, we're talking about women. So when a woman doesn't quite respond or react in the way they should, like to or in tough situations, like that's what I think of, because there's always a moment to pause. So when women don't do that and just react, that's usually not what a man's looking for, when it comes to men and women. But just how a woman responds and reacts.
So you saying her responses are adverse to progress?
No, like in tough situations, like when something's going on, like I give you an example. Like if something's going on with my child on like the football field, basketball, whatever, I'm just yelling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even thinking about anything else but what's going on with him. You know what I'm saying? Not even really thinking about the people around me, because I could care less. And then a lot of times I don't even care what I say, So that's an example of kind of being kind of low vibrational at times,
Okay, that's an example, but in the dictionary it'll give you a definition, and then it'll put it in a sentence. So what is the definition?
That just it's sort of it's when I kind of researched a little, it said being able to forgive, being compassionate, things like that. So
low vibration?
I guess being a high vibration is what I'm describing. Being able to forgive and being compassionate.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Look, I don't feel good. Nigga, I'm here. So let me get this right. That was
Stop. They was right about them headphones. Your fucking neck.
But listen, I thought you were talking about high vibrational. What is a high vibrational woman? You came up.
That's not what I said. How sick are you?
I'm sick. Listen. So you get what I'm saying? So
we understand. Sis.
Let me get it
We
out,
understand what you're saying, but you're not answering the question, sis.
Okay, the opposite of not being able to show compassion, and the opposite of, this the opposite. You get what I'm saying?
All right, yeah, slow down. Like, mute. Throw your fucking computer across the room too, where Mary's is at. All right, Alec.
Now I'm ready. Okay. So I'm describing it as a person who has no decorum. They're not forward thinking. They lack accountability. They're emotionally immature. They need hand holding. They have an inflated sense of self, and they have no sense of direction.
Okay. A little different. Inflated sense of self. That stuck out to me.
Damn, I ain't got no sense of direction. I'll be lost like a motherfucker, boy.
Adrian, how is a low vibrational woman defined?
All right, so a low vibrational woman, I feel like is, and I will pre whatever this by saying I'm here to learn tonight. You know what I'm saying? This is a question I need to answer, so I'm mostly here to learn. Good. But from my perspective, a low vibrational woman, I broke 3 things down. Lacks understanding of herself and her others. So along with that, including lack of perception, unstable, and like just an overall negative outlook on things. So
okay. Do me a favor. Put a concise definition in the private chat.
Who?
All of us.
Everybody. Because I want the accountability to be high on this conversation. So I'll have your definition in the chat, and if you veer from it, it could be one of two things: either you're learning, or you were just saying shit when you first defined it. And knowing y'all niggas, it might be the latter.
Well, I said I'm here to learn, y'all, today.
So you want to
I'm good.
one? Like we're just picking one?
Yeah, just define it. Yep, in the chat. Preferably SAT/college words, not so much of stuff and shit like that. Look, everybody working. This is gonna be interesting.
God damn.
Well, I figure most everybody on the computer. I know Eddie isn't. I think everybody else should have a pretty easy time on putting it in. And I got a good memory, so don't try to change it. As you saw last week, Asia thought she knew something that she didn't know. I had to put her in the bathroom so I can remember shit.
Yeah, you're wrong. Run the transcript back because that's definitely a wrong statement you just made.
Yeah, we posted the video. Don't make me share the video, girl.
While we're doing this, you should. You play too much.
That shit was funny.
Let me finish my answer.
Hey, listen, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We progressing, as you can see. Everybody working. This episode, everybody gonna have to stand on what they say or learn from what they said. So, you know what I mean? If you here now, you in the chat, you watching, we are defining what a low vibrational woman is.
I can't type in the chat, so don't wait for me.
So, real quick, while everybody's working on that, let me share my screen. Yeah, boy. You guys can see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So real quick, sponsorship package. Here's the deck. Here's what you get. It has all the benefits laid down for you. The drops, the content, how you'll be promoted, pricing, contracts. Thank you very much. So, you know what I mean? We working, man. Shout out to us.
Yo, salute, bro. Salute.
Word. Like Terrence,
Royalties.
they're coming. All right, we good? All right, I think we good. Q.
Hold on.
Q. How do we define a low vibrational woman?
So I would define, in my factual opinion, a low vibrational woman is a woman who lacks real confidence or knowledge of self. She is not functioning at her highest or best self, the best version of herself, and she is emotionally immature and or lacks emotional intelligence. That's my opinion of what a low vibrational woman is.
Okay. The opinions seem to be decently similar. The definitions in which everybody provided seem to be decently similar. So I think that we have a slight consensus, right? The one thing that stands out to me in a lot of the definitions is what Alex said, yet and still. The inflated, safer sense of self. The definitions, Alex, that the other definitions don't align with yours as much as they do with the other ones. Align more than yours does. So no accountability, depressed, right? They seem to be low vibrational. It seems like it's slightly synonymous with low self-esteem a little bit. With some other factors, of course. But if I just had to use one term, But Alex is this inflated sense of self. So that seems like that's high self-esteem. Lacks accountability, emotionally immature, requires hand holding, no sense of direction. Alex, why does yours differ? Can you break yours down a little bit?
So I think when we talk about it, because low vibrational woman or man or person or whatever it is, I think it's a fairly new term. But I don't think that people are aware. I think a lot of people think that they're better than what they are. And the confidence that they have is false. It could be confidence that they're receiving off of, social media posts. You're allowing people to believe these certain things about you that are not true, right? You're not authentic with who you are. And those individuals, they tend to, I feel like they try to overcompensate in different ways. And then the flip side of that, they allow the opinions of others to go ahead and to shape who they are, and that's how they essentially hype themselves up. In reality, they're nothing like what they portray themselves to be. They're not accountable. They're emotionally immature. When I say that, I mean maybe they take things extra personal. They don't know how to decipher between if someone is being genuine or not. And they require some hand-holding. And when I say that by hand-holding, I mean they need someone to guide them along. They need someone to tell them, do this, not that. They need someone to say, like, oh, no, it's okay. They need the extraness, the extra comfort to feel better about themselves. But I definitely think the sense of self, the inflated sense of self, is all in a portrayed image that they have, at least in society and what it's portrayed to be. I don't think a lot of people are aware that you're actually pretty basic, low vibrational. You're not all that you think that you are.
I see. Okay, I think I can see yours now. If we had to help everybody understand, and we don't know all these people, right? So don't jump on it. But like these IG models that have like no talent essentially, except for looking how they look. So they're inflated. They think they this shit. Only way they got direction is by who buying and paying their bills. Would they be considered low vibrational? Again, not all, but all, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now I understand. Still different from everybody else's, but I see your outlook. All right. Let me share this real quick. So we got all the definitions. I'm excited, man. Let me share this clip real quick.
And
it's like a cop out, but it's a little bit of a cop out, right? Because you don't have to answer.
Put together friend, my well
could be having issues.
Single because niggas is intimidated. Where is he getting this information?
Well, what he's saying is he's just saying that the women that are being chosen, do they also have these qualities in which you guys named?
No, because they're dumbing themselves down so that they can get chosen.
If you're with a woman who's in if you're gravitating towards a woman for the sake of marriage, 9 times out of 10, she ain't probably functioning at her best. 9 times out of 10.
To be married?
And that's what in my opinion, within the Black community, that's the comfort level. If a guy is gonna take a woman down that path, 9 times out of 10, she got the equivalent of male simp energy.
Dangerous.
Low vibrational energy.
Wow. I don't agree. I don't agree.
So Q.
Yeah.
You was a star of that clip. Black women, Black married women are the equivalent to simps. And simp, you followed that up with low vibrational energy. So the majority of married women are low vibrational.
The ones that are getting married to the type of niggas they getting married to, in my opinion. I still stand on that statement.
Okay, but break it down though. Why though?
I just feel like right now there's a caliber of men that are attracting a low vibrational woman. A lot of the times when I hear you niggas talk on this podcast about what type of women y'all find attractive, it always seems to define a low vibrational woman. So I still stand on that statement.
And so by that, are you saying the majority's definition or Alex's definition or both?
I'll say both, more. No, actually, I'll say more Alex's because she broke down in a way that could be applied more to what it was that I was trying to get at. Like, if you don't, you know what I'm saying? If you have a certain image, but you don't really embody that what you are, it can look a certain way. And so behind closed doors, these women are not functioning at a higher vibration, which is why they are so easily manipulated within their relationships. And that tends to be the type of women, the type of Black women that Black men want nowadays. I could be wrong. So I'm going to say that and make sure y'all record this shit too. I could be wrong, but this is all based on the things that I hear from the panel.
Gotcha.
And things that I see in my day to day.
Okay. Love, what you think?
About what? I mean, a lot was stated. You want me about what Q is saying or my little vibrational definition? What? Give me some direction.
What do you mean? Why would I?
Hold up. Can I say? Can I say something? You don't mind?
But I reposted the question, right? So everybody gotta keep up now.
Oh no, you said what do I think? I'm gonna make sure it's what Q said or with this.
Well, it may in line with Q said, right? You might have a comment on it, but go ahead.
Okay, so I do believe that based upon my definition, a lot of men want women that can be easily manipulated. If you have a woman that has a mind of her own, who has her own identity and is not veering from that, but she can, partner with you and be aligned with you and trek with you and journey with you, that's considered too headstrong. If she has an opinion, I remember one of the episodes we had, and I said, men should want a woman that has a mind of her own, so she can add to the conversation, so she can add to life. And somebody's comment was, "Nobody want to debate and argue all day." And it's like, it's not a debate or arguing because I have my own opinion and my own mind about different things. So that tells me that a lot of men do want to marry a low vibrational woman because she is easily manipulated. And she allows herself to be tossed to and fro with what her man wants. So if her man says, "No, we going right today," and she's like, "No, I really think we need to go left. I believe we need to go left for these different things." And the man's like, "You talk too much, you debate too much, we gonna go right." And if she has difference of opinion, then that's considered too headstrong and opinionated and debating, but it's not. So yes, I'd still stand behind that statement. Yes, men do want to marry the low vibrational woman.
Okay. Sis, what was your question?
If I can remember. Well, what I wanted to know is how is the IG model, how is that low vibrational? We don't know anything else about them except for the fact that they're on the internet, probably making some money, and it takes confidence to be up there. So just because we can't or won't do it, that makes them low vibrational. Those are the things I want to nitpick real quick, because that doesn't add up. That doesn't make sense.
But it really doesn't take confidence.
It doesn't take confidence. It doesn't take confidence.
Oh, absolutely it does. It absolutely takes confidence to be up there butt naked or in a bathing suit.
I know a lot of people that go based off of not confidence within self, though. They're going off of what other people say. Okay, this looks good, so do this. That looks good, so do that. A lot of people that I know that are very beautiful actually struggle with self-esteem really bad. And they just put on a face just like anybody else. A lot of times they just keep going because this is what's going to make the money. You know what I'm saying?
Is esteem and confidence the same?
You said as well?
Well, I think the thing is, we can say that and speculate, right? But they get up there, right? To get up there and to be whatever it is that they do, it looks confident, does it not? And we don't know those people. We would have to assume if it looks confident, it is confident. We have to be fair to them too.
Yeah. But we also have to put in the known fact that a lot of them are easily manipulated by the comments. Yes. And the lack thereof of the like. And so that's
motivated by it.
Exactly.
More comments, more like makes them more
That's
money.
why I said they lack this self-confidence.
But why are we saying it's only them?
Because she asked about the IG model. We're talking about the IG model right now.
No, what I'm saying is every single person who posts feeds off of comments and likes.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, and that's why the reason why is because we don't post ugly pictures. You don't post your vulnerable self. You post the best of yourself on there, and we get likes and comments. We know that likes and comments initiate in your brain dopamine, so we can't just put that on the IG model.
But what I'm saying is this: it does not motivate. It does not move to make me have a bad day or feel bad about myself if I only have 5 likes as opposed to 20 likes. That does not move me, nor does that shatter my confidence or shatter my day or the image of who I am if I get 2 likes versus somebody else gets 10, 15, 20, 30, 100. That's what I'm saying.
Are you saying right now that if you post a picture that you thought was dope and you get 0 likes, you feel the same way about as if you post that picture and you got 1,000 likes?
Yeah, my picture's staying up there because I liked it.
No, that's not what I said. You weren't listening. I knew you weren't listening. You started nodding.
I am.
What I'm saying is, I'm gonna say it again though. See, I've been practicing, boy. Like, yeah. So let me ask you again. You're saying that you feel the exact same way about said picture that you thought was dope and it got 0 likes as you would if the same picture that you thought was dope got 1,000 likes. You saying that you got the same feeling regardless?
And I'm gonna say the same freaking answer. I just sat there and said, I know what I said. I heard your question, and my answer stays the same.
But you're not being genuine.
But listen, I am being genuine. My image of myself, of that picture, and of who I said I was in that picture, is staying the same. I don't feel any less confident in that picture if it got 0 likes as opposed to a different picture that I took that got 30 likes. I feel no different about that picture. I don't know different about myself. I feel the same way about me. That picture is not coming down because I feel like, oh, might be cute because they didn't like it. I won't wear that outfit ever again. I'll make sure I have to have that angle next time. I don't go through those motions.
Yeah, I'm not saying it has to be life changing.
Even if we look at it in a reverse way, say you're looking at a picture, because when you take a picture, again, not even consciously thinking of it, you take 5 pictures, you're going to choose the best for one.
Right. So don't you check back after you post it to see how many likes you get after so many minutes?
Right. And it's just like that. But it's just like
that. I don't. I'm telling you, I'm not social. But one thing about me, I'm not a social media person all like that. Yeah, and the reason why I'm not like that, I'll tell you, I'm be very real with you right now. The reason why I'm not like that is because I don't let I post because I like it. I like the picture. I thought it was cute. And I post because it's like my own vision board, right? And it's a posting of my experiences. That's why I post. I don't post because I get validation, because when I was growing up, I was considered not cute at all.
All right, I need to stop the rabbit hole.
So can I just reverse this a little bit? Say, for instance, you put a picture up there and you're just like, oh, it's mediocre. You get 200 likes on it and you're like, oh shit, like, let me look at this picture again. Maybe it is a lot better than what I thought. Like, you ain't never think even like that, like, oh, 200 likes. Let me make this my profile picture because obviously it's a nice picture, when I initially thought that it was just something mediocre.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you're an alien. That's all. Like, I mean,
I grew up before social media was a big thing.
Me too.
I was trying to sit there and tell you why I am the way I am, but you say you don't go down a rabbit hole, so I won't go down the rabbit hole. But there's a reason why I am the way I am, so I won't go down the rabbit hole. But there's a reason why.
Well, no, I mean, we grew up before that era too, but I just think we gotta be more real, man. Like, people hate that shit. This world is so.
Because I'm not going along with what you guys think I should say does not mean I'm not being real and authentic.
What we're saying is likes and comments affect people. So for people to act like you're not affected, that's disingenuous. If people saying, yo, your picture ugly as hell, and you read that comment, nobody's just like, oh, whatever. Nobody shakes that shit off like they say they do.
So what do you do if you were bullied, right? If you were bullied growing up and you were told you were ugly, that you were too skinny, that you were too black, or you had all these negative things coming at you all day, every day while you were growing up, right? You had to grow up and validate yourself.
That's understandable.
So that's who I am. That's the rabbit hole you didn't want me to go down. So I'm telling you, that's who I was. What'd you say, Q?
You high vibrational?
I'm very high vibrational. The reason why I'm high vibrational is because I don't need outside validation. That's part of my definition of high vibrational. I don't need external validation because the way I grew up and how I grew up, I got made fun of nonstop. So I didn't need the external things did not impact me anymore. You have to grow up and get out of that. And I grew up and got out of that before social media came along. So people were to sit there and say, "You ugly as hell in that picture." I'm like, nigga, whatever. You probably live in a cardboard box.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. That doesn't move me.
We're saying, yeah,
But
you
it's
can
not
grow it.
realistic saying that you don't need external validation. At some point, you do.
Everybody
Like
does.
people, somebody somewhere has to like you, whether it's the person that hired you on your job,
if it's the person that's me in my circle, yes, I let in. But it's people I don't know, hell no. I don't care about the ordinary person walking down the street sitting there saying your picture is ugly or you're ugly. I don't care about that.
So we're just talking about how you look then. That's what we're talking about, just how you look.
That's where y'all went. That's where y'all went with this. Y'all picked your picture is ugly as hell. It's my people don't not like and say your picture is ugly. Does that impact you? Saying you're not real if you're saying it doesn't impact you. I'm telling you no. So I'm going along the question that y'all are giving me. So no, I'm not saying I'm just physical only. But if you're asking me about that, I'm referring to that. I'm going to address that. Now we're talking about on the inside. Let's talk about that. But if you're asking me a question about external things about Facebook and Instagram, that's all I can put up there is external. I can't put my internal up there. Yes, I don't care about that because how I grew up and how I matured into the person I am today.
Yeah. So for the rest of the world, it's okay that likes and comments can impact you positively or negatively. I believe in self-esteem. That's why it's not called we esteem, right? You gotta believe in yourself, right?
It's esteem of your motherfucking self, Captain.
Indeed. But things affect people. And it is what it is. It is what it ought to be. That's why the studies show what releases when people get a bunch of likes and comments and things of that nature. So for the overwhelming majority, go ahead, Alex.
No, I was just saying, I think with the example of the IG model, it's a matter of you are putting this lifestyle out, you're putting this image out, but is that who you really are outside of that? Do you really live the life that you portray? And I think when you don't, that's low vibrational. And I think people go ahead and they allow with the likes and with the comments for people to think that they are better than what they actually are, right? It kind of detaches you from the reality of things, right?
Yeah.
We've seen videos and they've showed them of, these people, they are these TikTok influencers and they've got 1 million subscribers, but then they've gone to do a pop-up shop somewhere and no one showed up, right?
Yeah.
Social media and their presence on there has given them an inflated sense of self. Like you thought that you were better than you were, but in reality, no one showed up. It didn't translate in the way that you thought it was going to translate. When I think about social media, I think about it in that way. Are you really as impactful as you think that you are? Because you can go viral for something, but that doesn't mean anybody knows who you are.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think sis was just trying to get clarity. We just used him as an example, sis, and I apologize if it was like a poor one, but just try to define it for the audience. Alex's definition. Chef Eddie.
Go on.
The majority of married women are low vibrational? Question.
That was interesting. And some of the comments earlier, it goes back to where I said accountability. Because it's like, at what point do you put such an emphasis on women who, and Q, correct me if I'm wrong, are simps for their men or are doing things that are par for the course when it comes to being a wife? You know what I'm saying? Like that shit doesn't add up, right? Where's the accountability and you haven't chosen that man, right? Where's the accountability in having to deal with certain men that are low vibrational themselves? What does that say about you as a woman choosing them, right? It all goes hand in hand. So like for me, it's like, is the married woman low vibrational? No. Like how could she be, right? Unless you're talking about her choices, right? Her choices in her husband, her choices, prior to choosing a boyfriend or the men that she deals with, that she's dating, right? What's her quote unquote rotation? Is she more so somebody that is monogamous, or is she doing things, promiscuously, right? Those are her choices, right? So even before you get to marriage, like what are some of those high or low vibrational choices that she's making? So like for the married woman, she's already elevated to a different space where she's chosen to be a wife to a husband. So it says that she trusts that man. It says that she's looking forward to his leadership or has accepted his leadership. So it's just like, how could she possibly be low vibrational, right? Unless, again, she's a trash person with poor decisions, and then that's on her. So I don't see it.
Okay. Mary, what's up?
What's up? So, I'm not the majority, of course.
Come on, man.
But I think a lot of times, from what Q was saying and what everybody else says, I think sometimes things get mixed up with the decisions, people making poor decisions and people being who they are. Sometimes people do make poor decisions in their life. They choose the wrong man or let the wrong man choose them. And that's a poor decision. I'm not going to say that just because of that poor decision that makes her a low vibrational woman. It's just a poor decision at that time. You know what I'm saying? I personally think, my opinion, I feel like men have been actually doing a little bit better with picking who they marry. Not necessarily who they sleep with, but who they marry. I think they have been doing a little bit better with that in regards to the generations around me, because they're either just not getting married at all or they're marrying women that, I've seen a lot of people actually with women that are doing better than them in their careers and what they're doing with their life. So I can't really say that women that are married are low vibrational because I see a lot of successful marriages with women that are strong. They are submissive, but they're just because they listen or anything doesn't make them low vibrational.
Well, Q defined it in the video like she kind of put it in line with simp.
Yeah, which to me is just like playing follow the leader, correct?
Or being submissive, maybe following the leader.
Having no backbone, yeah.
Right. I think if you're a wife, you're supposed to be submissive. It doesn't mean that somebody's walking over you. It means that you know when to make the decision to be submissive. Y'all know how my mouth is, but if you ask my husband, I am submissive. But that makes me submissive. It doesn't mean that I still don't have my opinion. It just doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm talking about. No, I trust in him leading, but that doesn't make me a simp.
If I could piggyback off
already
what Mary said,
yourself from the majority, so yeah.
Say it again, Q. You cut off a little bit.
She already excluded herself from the majority.
But all women do. Everybody thinks they're this fucking gold star. Like, come on, man. Nobody has any flaws.
No, but I'm saying she excluded herself and then included her.
I'm not.
I got plenty of flaws.
I said, y'all know.
Yeah, I have plenty of flaws. I have flaws.
Except for sis, nobody up here is fully transparent.
That's not true, and that's not true, Ham. You can't gaslight and say that.
Oh God, word.
I literally sat there and said, "I have no one has ever achieved perfection, so no one up here has anyone said that they're perfect. I can't remember anyone saying that, so y'all won't put that on us. I know I have flaws.
There's 400 videos. Be careful."
So to understand what I need to clarify her definition of it. Are you saying that in what you're seeing, the men that women are choosing to marry, they may not be the best decision for them to be a partner or to be a wife? They are getting women who don't necessarily have minds of their own. They're getting with women who can easily be manipulated, and it's a choice of theirs. So when you look at it in the masses, or maybe the group of individuals that you're speaking of, they're not necessarily. It doesn't seem like they're getting women on their playing field. But those ones, it's almost like they're marrying these women that are like their children. I've picked you, I've selected you because you're going to do what I say when I say it. I just want to. I'm not.
And on this panel, women have been referred to multiple times,
and I agree with you on when you said that. I've heard it without saying those words. Yes. Sometimes when the gentleman on here describes certain things, it does seem and appear that you all want children or
puppies.
You may not say the specific word of puppies or children, but the way that you're describing it, it seems like you don't want a woman who has her own mind. It seems like you want a doormat. Shut up and do what I say.
Well, so for the fellas, you know why we didn't say women are children, but there's a lot of likenesses that go along with it. Women need guidance.
Yeah.
Women need guidance. Like, you know what I hate about feminism? In Afghanistan, they told them women they can't drive. They can't go to school anymore, right? Since we left. Why the fuck didn't the feminists go over there yet? Why didn't they all gather up and get some guns and go defend the women in Afghanistan?
You do know the women in Afghanistan and Iran are sitting there going at a war right now to get those.
I said the feminists that got so much to say over here. Why didn't nobody get their guns and go get it popping? You know why? Because they want the men to go. That's why. That's who fight. Don't do. If we go about the fighting, you already know what time it is. Come on now.
We had a conversation about war.
Alex, how you say it? Don't do that. Don't do that.
We already had a conversation about war and women and men. We already did this several episodes ago. We're not going back there.
All right, let me get Adrian.
All right, so I don't even know where to start. I do got a few points, yo, but they all direct, so don't listen to it. I got to respond to what was just said too, though. Like with the us referring to you as children, right? It's more so because we don't understand you. So it's just like if I have a 1-year-old, I have to be extra attentive in how I communicate because of the lack of understanding and the fact we see things differently. It's not necessarily about me being greater than you, but that's the type of attention, protection, and things I have to have like a child, patience, because you're different than me. And I care enough about you that I'm willing to work on it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It's not, hey, because you're dumb. So let's scratch that. Second thing, I was going to ask for the big screen here. I don't even need the big screen, bro. Any woman who has chosen to align with a black man to be on the same page as him and create, that's some of the most high vibrational shit you can possibly do. Period. That's and any woman who has a desire to align with a man who you are aligned with, that doesn't mean you're dumb. That doesn't mean you don't have any thoughts of your own. That means, yo, I found somebody who can lead, who I can align with. But that's some of the most highest vibrational shit you can do. Case in point, we all know how fucked up the world is, and look what they keep trying to destroy. You know what I'm saying? Look what they keep trying to tear apart. It's a reason. But women who want to do that, who want to align, yo, I thank you. You know what I'm saying? The community, thank you. You know what I'm saying? That's some of the most high vibrational shit, yo. And that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Word. Amen.
Damn, that was I don't know. I like it.
Why the 1-year-old? But I have a question, A. So
okay.
Why is it you have to be careful your words? You sat there and said we talked to you and treat you like you're a 1-year-old. Why could but wait, be very careful.
Okay.
No, but you said 1-year-old.
Okay.
It could have been somebody with I want to make sure we're understanding each other. We have different languages, right? Because that's what it is. We speak different languages. Not a 1-year-old who is totally dependent upon you, who can't even wipe their own butt or feed themselves. Be careful about the examples, because when you really you're saying that we're a newborn that can't do anything without 1-year-old. So I'm saying just be very careful, because that say you want puppies or children.
Right. So I received that. I really do. But my pushback to it is, because that's something I always will consider going forward. But my pushback to it is, I clearly said you're a 1-year-old just in terms of how different we are. Women always say men don't understand y'all. We don't know what y'all think, etc. So again, it's not a matter of you being one in terms of age or maturity. The same gap between me and a 1-year-old is at one point in time was the same gap between me and a woman. I thought I knew y'all. I really don't. Meaning I need to be attentive. I need to watch how I speak to you. I need to be protective of you. And I care enough about you to do those things. And I think that's a problem. I think y'all women automatically think we automatically know what it is that y'all are saying. And y'all feel like because it makes sense to y'all, it should make sense to us. And it doesn't. And then when we tell y'all this, hey, we don't see it this way, y'all still continue to get upset. That's why I say with us as men, we have to find a different way to speak to y'all. right?
But
If you're not
So does
receiving
that
it,
mean
we
you're
have to come up with
properly
a different
aligned?
way. That's me taking accountability for what I feel like men can do to fix the issue.
But with all of that has to be done. Is it us that are the children, or is it you guys that are the children?
Again, I never said you guys
He
are
never
the
called
children.
y'all children. If I could interject, he's not
Wait,
calling y'all children. He's using it as a metaphor.
Well, let
and
her
y'all
finish.
like
Let her finish.
misplacing it.
I'm
Let her
understanding.
finish.
I understand.
My head hurt.
Listen, I understand. Your hair hurt, go put a shirt on.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Put him in a fucking.
But
Go ahead, Mary.
like I was saying, so in the reference, I understand completely. I'm not an idiot. I'm also not a child. So Eddie already knew what he was talking about. So my thing is in the reference of, again, using us as somebody related to children, you know, on that same mindset. A lot of times we also have to adjust around you guys. You get what I'm saying? So what I don't like about the term is because we have to do the same exact thing that you guys do. So is it us that's, you know, should be more related to the children, or y'all that should be more related to the children?
Okay, so hold on. So hopefully this clarifies it then. It's the same for y'all. Y'all can look at us that way in terms of, because when I compare y'all to a child, it's because I'm willing to change for you. I'm willing to die for you. I'm willing to give you everything you need. And it's nothing like that. That's the only referencing why I'm referencing to a child, because the next closest thing to your spouse is your child. That's the only reason. But if you want to flip it, hold on. But if you want to flip it and say, well, hey, we should do the same for you. Exactly. That means that, because what I say is that means that y'all will be more patient with us. Y'all will try to listen to understand. And if you're saying something and we're not receiving it, you will do something differently. So absolutely do that with us too.
So you don't feel like women do that?
No.
How do you
Not
think?
consistently.
How do you think generally like marriages?
So where do these high vibrational marriages come from? I'm getting more confused the more I'm listening to this nigga.
What are you confused about?
So if it's like that, where do these high vibrational marriages come from? If
I
you
feel like
like you're a woman,
okay, so if you look at the main, if you looked at the main points I mentioned, right, which were I only compared you to a child because I love you, I want to protect you, so I should be patient with you and make sure I speak to you in a way that you can receive it. I think high vibrational marriages do that. They don't just speak in a way that they understand. They take the time to sit back and say, okay, rather than me saying you don't listen, maybe I don't communicate it the right way. So let me try different ways to communicate it. That's what high vibrational people do.
And Mary, you gave an example earlier. You were like, you know, my husband listens to my voice. I understand that I have, you know, my submissive ways when I need to be so. But you know that your husband doesn't limit your voice. You know that you have power in your home, all those good things.
But I also do
so
everything else that Adrian was saying he does. I also
hold on one at a time. What did you say, Q?
So women do what Mary just said.
I don't think the majority of women do.
So
I think in a high vibration, I think they both do, but I don't think the majority of women do that.
So that's why I got confused. But
I think the conversation became problematic when we referenced a child, right? You made a good point, Adrian, when you said that we don't understand each other. It's like people speaking different languages. I think it would have been received different if we took out the term speaking to you as a child versus we're speaking to each other, we're communicating.
It was a metaphor, son. Like, y'all have girlfriends that are profoundly childlike. And y'all call them hoes out all the time. But like when a man says it, oh, I can't receive it. Oh, it's the tone. Had you not used it this way? But it's like the message is the
same. Us having the conversation and saying that what Q was saying, how she has felt like, and I agree too in these conversations, it appears as though when you all are describing the type of woman, or wife should be this, woman should be this, I don't want to do this, be speaking, I heard and hear what I'm saying, or whatever the case is, it seems as though you are speaking, you want a child, right?
Ooh,
if that is not what you want, what I'm saying, for the context of the conversation, and words matter, the context of things matter, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I feel like if we had eliminated the term children from the conversation and just saying to Adrian's point, you know what? We're here, you are my wife, I'm your husband, but we don't understand each other. I'm not comprehending what you're saying, and you're not comprehending what I'm saying. Let's get on the same page. And when you put in, like, in the reference of like a child, everything else just goes out the window.
Right. So I think that's proving my point that women don't do it a lot, because I didn't just say like a child, I gave why. So you're going to completely throw out the why I use that reference?
I'm not throwing it out.
No, I'm not talking.
You're not being objective,
but that's
man.
the argument that you're doing, because you're saying,
She
hey,
was explaining
it seems
the
like,
disconnect.
hold on. Because Alex, you did say, Adrian, it seems like, and I'm not saying you personally, but you did say, Adrian, it seems like once you threw out the word child, everything went out the window, right? But if you look at what I explained as to why I referenced it as a child, if y'all do that to us, what I tell men to do, hey, be more compassionate, be understanding, listen to try to understand, work on your communication. So if y'all were doing that to me, you would have listened to everything that I said and took it in its full totality, rather than once you heard a word that triggered you, you threw everything else out the window.
But you just did that to her, because all she was doing was explaining the disconnect, and you missed it and went back to your original point.
No,
and I didn't.
No, that's really what happened.
Yo, him, I'm sheathing my
That's
sword.
not it.
That's really
I'm
what
sheathing my
happened.
sword.
How did you?
That's totally not it.
Hey,
That's
Mr.
totally
White,
not.
Mr. White, we got a question.
Hold on.
Got a question.
Let me let Terrence in. Sis, just remember your question. Let me let Terrence in. But I think just the final, Alex, you know what brought him to that conclusion is simply when you said, once you said child, everything went out the window. So the assumption would be that we stopped listening once we heard child. That's because that was the last thing you said.
Right, but the focus on the conversation then turned into essentially about children and how we speak to children when he referenced the 1-year-old. I'm not disagreeing with anything else he said. I understand that he gave context. What I'm saying is that when that was brought in there, maybe it was triggering or whatever it is, the disconnect became apparent.
I see.
And on the latter part, she was explaining that, and he took it out of context and ran with it and re-explained what he already explained. That is probably not understood by every woman on the panel. That's what I'm saying. So you just did the same thing you claim women do. Continue.
Hold up, y'all didn't just win that. Like y'all sitting here.
We did.
Continue. I didn't just do that. What I did was I addressed another point when y'all all just said women do. And I clearly just proved that y'all didn't based off of what Alex said, because once I hit one word, y'all went everything out. Y'all threw everything else out the window, because I explained my reference to the child. But again, I'll continue to work on my references, because I would love to meet y'all where y'all are at.
Thank you.
And this has been a very informative live tonight. So I'm gonna go back to taking notes.
Sorry, I'm not, Adrian. I appreciate your diplomacy, Adrian. I'm not going way down there to meet them. Fuck that. Go ahead, Terrence.
Yo, all right. So let me ask this question. So, cuz you mentioned that you talked about a high vibrational marriage, a high vibrational woman, high vibrational man. So what if it's low vibrational? Because my question is, when you talk about a low vibrational woman with having low self-esteem, is, not necessarily the marriage, but is it where one of the low vibrational individuals are not saying necessarily yes to a marriage, but they're saying yes to the moment? Because you're saying that, all right, we've all established that, someone that's low vibrational is, they have low self-esteem. So they'll just settle for whomever is willing to actually get on their knee and ask that question. They're not necessarily being committed to actually communicating in the hard work that is marriage, but they are saying yes to, oh my God, I get to wear this dress. Oh, I get to have all this attention. Oh, I get to be the envy of people on social media because my other friends are not married, but I am, or I'm getting married. So what happens when you have someone that is just settling for a temporary moment instead of what your vows stand for or supposed to stand for?
I don't know. I was only speaking to what I hear these niggas say on the panel.
Yeah. I think the issue, T, and you may not have all the perspective just from being slightly new, but when we do you guys think that being submissive, maybe even meek in a way, feminine and fit, do you guys think that those are all simp tendencies for a woman?
No.
People look at honestly, I think a lot of women that aren't submissive and don't know how to be properly submissive look at it as it being something negative. And that can either be with one, some kind of trauma within themselves, or it can be two, the type of men that they deal with, they haven't came across somebody worth being submissive for.
Okay. Called accountability.
And
earlier.
I mean, Mary,
go ahead, Terrence.
I'm sorry, Ed, keep going. I'm sorry, Ed.
No, go ahead, T.
Okay, Mary, let me ask you a question. All right, so when you talk about that submissive, so what about, like, for example, would you call Adrian being, a simp because he decided to just simply go, you know what? I'm sorry, you know what? Hey, whatever it is, he's trying to be diplomatic. I mean, yes, I may be new, but I can definitely tell that Adrian is not a simp by no means. But by him being, diplomatic in that situation, does that make him a simp?
I don't think Adrian's a simp. I think actions like that are being mature, which I feel like a lot of people lack. A lot of people don't know how to be mentally, emotionally mature. So I don't think that's something of being a simp. The same way I don't think being submissive is a simp.
Okay. Sis, what was your question?
I was just wondering if Adrian thought Black men that get with white women are low vibrational. That's all.
Ooh. That is a great question.
Well, that's not on the topic, though.
I know you was going to say that. But I want to know the answer.
I already put a battery in your back, but I can't let you get away with that. That's not the topic.
Man. All right.
But write that down. We'll maybe save that.
That's an awesome topic.
The answer is yes, but anyway, damn, it's interesting, man. I just wish, I don't know, it's just tough. It sucks that y'all feel the qualities that we see in women to marry and to keep are low vibrational.
I don't think it's the qualities. I think
I don't.
You all speak upon the qualities is the issue. Again, it's not what you say; it's how you say it. It's the way that you all speak about it.
So what are the qualities then?
It's like you're making it a dictatorship. So that's what makes it negative. That's what brings off the negativity.
Is a dictatorship negative?
So wait. Let's do an example. Hamp, you said on one of these episodes, a woman can't tell me shit.
Yeah.
If I was married to you and I felt like I couldn't say shit to you, it would not work.
No, so I'm saying like you ain't about to correct me and shit like that. Like I'm not. That ain't. We can have a conversation.
So you're not teachable?
It's tough.
That's low vibrational, and that's very low vibrational. Like you get into the definition of my low vibrational. You can't be taught. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to grow. You're low vibrational. Sorry, I love you though.
Low vibe.
No, I mean, if you guys go by the episodes and look at the amount of shit I know compared to y'all, just be careful with that.
It's not.
What happened? We just clipped it. We just clipped the age and you got put in back. Come on, man, you saw it.
Sir, but okay,
I
we
just
also
hate
saw
this.
how you
Like,
didn't know
don't
the
do
episode.
that.
I was
Don't
not
do
talking
that.
about either. But you want to stand on that platform, go for it. You're low vibrational as hell. But
what I'm saying is this though. Yeah, we can have a conversation, right? But a woman talking about she correcting a man or telling a man what to do, especially in a marriage, that shit is out. But we can certainly converse and we can go through what the best decisions are, and I will make them. That's what I'm saying.
So I like how you said that. I like how you said that because those words correct just threw you for a loop. And every time the word correction comes out, you go through a whole tizzy. Just like when Adrian sat there and talked about us being 1-year-olds. And then we had to go through a whole
say that.
Oh,
right.
So that's what I'm saying.
Where is the critical analysis, son? Niggas go to school or not?
How you say it.
And it doesn't, but also to marry, it doesn't sound the same though, right? Too like it's not. We are much more conversational coming from my wife But if I need to say something and I hesitated on a particular decision that I regret, but like if I need to make sure something's gonna happen or put my foot down and say something's gonna happen, that thing is gonna happen. If she needs something to happen, it's more conversational.
So
right?
what if you made the wrong decision? Do you go back to her and be like, babe, you were right?
Of course.
That's what's up.
I say that up here. I'm not afraid to be wrong. That's regular shit. But also,
So have
I'm
you learned? But wait,
gonna put the fires out though. I'm gonna put the fires out. I'm gonna stand on it and I'm gonna be in front.
I have a part 2 to that question. That you answered
Mhm.
the first part, right? So yeah, you do go back and say, yeah, baby, you were right. So how do you learn from that? So next time if she does say something, you don't have to make that wrong decision again because you've learned a valuable lesson and saying like, yeah, she was right in that. And so next time, let's go forward and let her make this decision this way, or not me just me put my foot down and saying we're going to do it this way. And you have the final say. So
No,
do you do that?
Of course you learn. Yeah, of course you learn. Yeah.
And so therefore, okay, so great. So you don't just always have the final decision all the time because.
But no, I already articulated that, right? So, but it's the key is how it goes though. It looks a lot different.
Wouldn't it go quicker and easier if you just didn't have to go through that whole machismo thing?
It's not. See, don't you look at men's traits and you try to give them a negative connotation. When I'm standing in front and making decisions, it's because I'm going to deal with the repercussions directly. That is the reason, and I don't involve her in all of the decisions because they're hard, and the repercussions of them, and what happens after you make the decision and it goes wrong. I'd rather deal with that and put that on me than have to put that on her. So you got to deal with this shit. Leading ain't easy. Like so, it's just you got to protect her. That's all.
Hey yo, and let me put some frosting on that.
I was talking shit earlier.
Hold on, let me put a little bit of frosting on what Hamp said. Right. So not only do we learn, but when y'all are not challenging us, that allows us the opportunity to grow in what we are and what we were supposed to be anyway. Right. Because now I can literally think and focus on this because I don't got to worry about being with a woman who's not aligned with me, who doesn't trust my judgment, who's not willing to follow me, even if I get it wrong. That literally positions me and puts me in a place to grow just like that. And we sitting here telling y'all like this is how it like worked for us. So whether you agree or not, you should at least be like, okay, cool, that's how it goes.
But your word isn't bond, and your word isn't gospel either. And so you're not a monolith. That's all I'm saying. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful.
I understand.
I
don't feel disrespected. You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all think that people can go from being low vibrational to high vibrational, man or woman?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can learn.
You have to.
Got to put that work in.
Yeah. On your point, Alex, the people that we deem low vibrational, if we start looking in the mirror, really uncovering and being transparent, they have a lot of traits that we need to take on. You know, like if I use myself, I could be a little kinder, right? I could speak a little bit more gently, but I don't have that Derek Jackson bullshit in me. But I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater either. You know what I'm saying? There's some things that. Sorry, Mary, go ahead.
He low vibrational is what you're saying?
Derek Jackson?
Yeah.
Of course, but he has some good, like some things he like how he acts in it, and I use the word act on purpose, right? Because we know it's not genuine based on his actions, but how he acts online, some of that you can absorb and be like, oh, if I did that, things would probably be a little smoother.
He's a cheater and a liar. He's low vibrational all around. He's a proven cheater and liar. If you lie in that way, how can I trust anything else that you say? I think there's an ulterior motive behind everything he says. So honestly, with him, I'm throwing out the bathwater with that baby.
I'm just saying the delivery of information, right? How he says, hey, do this, that, and the third. Some of that stuff we probably should do a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if you should be leading, living in that. That's all. He's like a girl.
He's
no offense to the girls.
A liar. He's a cheater and a liar. If you lie,
I'm not focused on Derek. I mean,
where is the love?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you gotta be more objective, man. There's a lot of misandry coming out of there, man. You gotta change the love to maybe.
No, not love. Love is also action verb, right? Love is. Go ahead. I'm gonna go down rabbit hole. Go ahead, Ham. We need new subject. Next topic.
That's all good because Derek Jackson. I mean, fuck Derek Jackson. I'm just saying some of the shit. If we absorbed a little bit of that, things might be better off. That's all.
we still didn't hear why single women are low vibrational. That's what Q said.
God damn! I said, what is sis doing this week? It says
I'm still. I was trying to get to that too. I'm still trying to figure that part out.
Come on, sis.
I'm serious. I
yo,
wouldn't know.
listen, man. Pay attention.
I'm paying attention. Okay, just don't be low vibrational. That's it.
Interesting. Sis might not be back, but like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. All right. Sis in such a goddamn rush to get to this. So let me play this clip real quick.
Relationships, because what I've seen over the years is that typically single females tend to be very low vibrational because they don't deal with being alone very well, and it turns into loneliness and bitterness. So
shit like that.
That is me though. That is me.
Say that last part one more time.
Single females tend to be very low vibrational because they don't deal with being alone very well, and it turns to loneliness and bitterness.
Shit like that.
Hold on, wait. I got a quick question, y'all. So didn't a few episodes back she said women who get married are low vibrational? Those are the ones we marry. So now we got single women and women who are getting married. They're all low vibrational. So what does that leave? Is it just women who are just dating who are non-low vibrational? Or gay women? Like, what's the criteria to not be on a high vibration? I'm just asking for clarity.
My bad, yo.
That's wild shit, boy.
So cute. What is it? Everybody?
So okay, I stand on that statement as well.
Wow.
Let me land.
That's what she said.
Let me land. I stand on that statement as well. If you look at a lot of these single women, single Black women in our society, they also carry the characteristics and traits of what was defined as a low vibrational woman. I think and correct me if I'm wrong, Adrian, I think where you were trying to figure out was, well, if single women are low vibrational and married women are low vibrational, what makes a high vibrational woman? So let me jump straight to that because I actually have to go. But a high vibrational woman is a woman who has confidence, who is emotionally intelligent, who has things in her life in harmony. So everything from her finances to the structure of her home life, like all of that shit is in order. I think it is very rare to have in our society a high vibrational woman. I think you have to put in work to be a high vibrational woman. And for me, if I could be honest, I am not right now a high vibrational woman. So yes, I still also stand on that statement.
Okay. Gotcha. What do you need to do? I know you got a role. What do you need to do to get to that high vibrational status?
Self-reflection, because self-reflection, if you really being transparent with yourself, you're going to do all the things that need to be done to get there. I speak for myself when I say, as a Black woman in this country, with some of the shit that we come out of in our childhoods, our households, trauma and things like that, we end up being behind in those areas of emotional maturity and self-love and all those other things that have to be in order for us to function at our highest and our best self. So I think if you put that work in by just self-reflecting and starting there, recognizing it, getting yourself some self-help books, really feeding your spirit, man, because I think that balance is important. We are, in my opinion, part flesh, part spirit. So if you feed in more of your flesh part, then your spirit is going to reflect that. That's the low vibrational part. If you are not really feeding that and you're out of balance, that's also going to show. And I think that that's most women. If I could be completely honest.
Do you think women lack accountability?
I would have to say yes as it relates to emotional intelligence, but I also say that I think as a group, women tend to hold other women more accountable than what it appears. So, you know, like you have the women conferences and all that type of shit. I don't really see that a lot with men. So I'd have to say that I think women hold, as a group, I think women hold other women more accountable.
Okay, but they're not accountable overall.
Overall, I wouldn't say just independently.
But then they get in groups and hold each other accountable.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you gotta get there.
So they just good at
I
pointing fingers?
don't see, how can I say this? I think when 2020 came, and I mean this with all due respect, it took a lot of women out of church circles, and that spiritual side of them was in a position to be awakened, in a position for them to actually have to do the work themselves instead of you going to somebody who gonna pray for you and do all that other shit, right? So I do see the potential for us as Black women to move in that direction. And with my experience, yeah, I've been in some of those circles where it's like, oh, you do this. And again, putting in that effort to be self-reflecting. But if I could say if I'm there now, no, I don't think that I'm a high vibrational woman right now.
Damn. So now I know you don't like stats that much, but the pandemic was not good for women overall.
Okay.
But you're saying that there was some self-reflection done during the pandemic that was now helpful?
I think with the churches closing down, it really forced people to kind of have to get in order with God on their own, like tap in with God on your own. You didn't have that backup resource.
Okay. And so, okay, I had a couple questions. I know you gotta go, but I just was wondering, like you said, like household in order, finances. If a woman is married, right, and all that stuff is aligning, she has her kids, she has her husband, she has her maybe a job, maybe not, but she's taking care of her household, she's being a good wife, things of that nature. Outside looking in, wouldn't she, and like let's say they're doing well, right, for all that you know, wouldn't she qualify as high vibrational at that point?
Well, it would depend on some other factors. Like when I say that in order for you to have money maintained, you got to have good spending habits. So you would have done that on your own prior to. You would have been able to.
You have to do it alone first.
Look a certain way.
You have to do it alone
first. Husband lost his job, you still got that. That just there are women, in my opinion, who are married who couldn't hold it down if that needed to be a thing.
But you saying hold it down financially?
Yeah, like if that had to be a thing.
Okay, so just to clarify, to qualify as high vibrational, you also have to be able to be independently financially independent.
Yeah, you have to know how to get to the bag.
Okay.
Like you never know how life's gonna turn out from one day to the next. So you just sitting there waiting for this nigga to do everything.
Well, he's not doing everything because there's kids, there's a house that needs to be maintained.
Well, you know what I'm trying to say. Not everything, but
yeah. But what is that? What is that? Then it's not everything. It's not everything.
Why are we moving the goalposts for Black women though? It's like we have to be everything, like, and high vibrational too now, all the time. Like, dog.
So I mean, that's some personal shit. I'm not telling nobody to not be low vibrational or high vibrational. Whatever that's some personal shit. So.
No. I just think there's so much more value in what women used to do for men at a higher rate over her being able to earn a living. Go ahead, Q.
No, I'm just saying I'm answering questions by definition. So I mean, moving the goalpost, I don't think it was said like, okay, this is how you personally.
We gotta be high. Nothing's personal. Let's stay right here, right here on this. What is this? I'm just saying for Black women, it's like we gotta be this. We have to do everything, like, and be high vibrational now. Even when we're single, now when we're married. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out.
I mean, if that's how you understood that, I'm answering the
No,
question.
I'm not even talking. I'm talking in general. I'm not talking to Q. I'm saying in general, Black women now have to just be everything for the society. It's just crazy. I'm just listening. Like, come on.
Yeah. It seems like it's a hard. I don't think anybody's gonna qualify.
I think there's seasons
Wait.
of high and low vibration, and I think there are pockets of high and low vibration. You may not be high vibration in every category.
No. You have to qualify to be high vibrational or not. You don't get to be, I'm high vibrational, I do this well, but I don't do this well. No.
So then
you have to get a 90.
So then what would you call that then?
Low vibrational. That don't seem like there's a middleman.
So, and I agree with you on that. I agree. I totally agree with that. Pick a side. You lower your high. But I want to just I guess I want to ask you a question, sis. What do you mean Black women have to do everything? What made you say that?
What made me say that is just listening to the podcast over time. It's like we have to submit, got to be high vibrational, got to cook clean, have babies, be independent. I'm just saying, because white women don't have to do anything, and they get married, they get these jobs, they're you leading me, you my boss, are you kidding me? You know, just stuff like that. I'm just like.
So I think. Oh, go ahead, love. My bad. Let me.
So I'm gonna let you get in just a minute. So I agree with you on that, sis, because I do think that a lot of the world is on our shoulders as Black women. But I also, we are expected to do so much. We're expected to save the world, save our man, save our kids, save ourselves. We got to do everything. And if you don't, then something's inherently wrong with you. And that's part of the problem. So it's like, how do you, where do you fit in? And where do you decide to be is the question. Because that's why, I see a lot of comments in the chat, in the public chat, making fun of saying love is single by choice and ha, yeah, right. I am because, and I said it before, I'm choosing this life in this role because this is how I'm choosing to exist in the world. And you have to be very careful. Or if you want to be a wife, then know your man. Know that what your man wants. If he expects you to cook every day, or he's like, I don't care what you do, baby. You don't have to cook every day. Does your husband expect you to have kids? Yes, he does. Well, you got to live that lifestyle. Or if he does not, he might not even want kids. He might not want kids. So it's all about being aligned with your person or being aligned with your life and how you fit in life. But I think high vibrational is existing in your best version of who you are. And that should go across the board. That should be the highest goal before being a wife or being a mother or being anything else. Being the best version of yourself for you. And you define that. We can't allow society or men define who and what we should be, because that's when we go into a tizzy and go crazy and have mental health issues because we're trying to be everything to everybody.
But nobody's forcing that on y'all. And
I agree. I said, Eddie, that you just said, I said you have to choose it.
I did, but it's still contradictory.
That then it's not.
Cut you off, player. I ain't cut you off. Let me get in there real quick.
But you're not listening, though.
I did listen. I fully listened. My comprehension skills are great. But to Sis's point, I'm just saying that nobody is forcing that on y'all, right? And a good point is this whole BS around a soft life, right? I'm a rich auntie, all this other nonsense, right? Which I think are just coping and defense mechanisms because, again, accountability and choices, right? Things didn't go well in terms of your dating life or whatever other stuff that went on in regards to like how you view men, whether or not you respect men, right? So you get to a point where it's just like you're in your 30s plus, you didn't have things go well for you. So now it's just like, oh, I'm being forced to do all these other things because you have a nuanced view of what it is to serve in the capacity of a wife in relation to a man who's a husband to you. So it's problematic, right? Anything that has to do with being aligned with the man you're combative toward. I'm not talking about you, Love, or anybody on the panel, but women in general today like have this immediate combativeness when it comes to like being on point with this stuff, right? Even the married women on the panel, just like y'all will say stuff, but y'all are also wives. Y'all will say stuff, but y'all are also submissive, and it's just like, yo, like which is it? Is it more posturing for the sake of the podcast, or is it more so just like, yo, I'm gonna just say some shit to say some shit, but when I turn this shit off, I'm gonna go back being to the submissive, soft, humble, loving wife that I am to my man. So what I'm saying is I'm not seeing a level of consistency. And if y'all know, I kept quiet this podcast, but I'm just like, yo, I'm like, oh, like the bullshit is just flowing, son, like the Red fucking sea. Like we need Moses to part this shit, like for real. Like it's getting to a point just like, yo, nobody is forcing you to be in any type of alignment with a man. If you're misandry, if you don't hate men or whatever it is, no, be lonely. Like they got roses, they got all sorts of shit to entertain you. But if you don't want to be in alignment with a man, it's just like then don't be in alignment. But the bickering just be fucking with me. But whatever, man.
So I wish you could elaborate on feeling like
I give you like 2 minutes of elaboration.
And specifically, again, you listen, goddamn. So specifically in regards to somebody married, you know, saying they're submissive, but then saying another thing. So again, I feel like this goes back to the term to just people understanding exactly what submissive is. Because it's not always to the extent of what motherfuckers think is like being a fucking slave. So I can, me personally, I can debate some shit with my husband, but I'm still submissive. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't mean I'm contradicting myself at all. He knows that I have an opinion. He appreciates that I have an opinion. And that's what we discuss. But that doesn't mean that I'm not listening to his view. I'm not listening to his point.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm not letting him make the whole decision. That doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean he ain't got final say, which is a part of being submissive. So I can be both. Yeah. I can still get loud, talk my shit, and be like, all right, whatever you feel like fucking doing, whatever you decide, that's fine. That's me being submissive. I'm gonna talk my shit the way there, but at the end of the day, you're gonna make. I trust you to make the best decision.
Right, but it goes back to Ham's point as to why we don't. We will listen to you. Absolutely, I will always want my woman's voice to be amplified. But when it comes to decision making in the house, I'm gonna hear you out. But there's certain things that we as men see in our peripheral that y'all are completely blind to when it comes to certain shit. And it's just like, okay, babe, what do you think about this? All right, I'm gonna take that. My decision is still gonna be my decision. And if I happen to be wrong in this aspect or that aspect, you know what? When you said this, yeah, you were right. For the most part, like, that's leadership. And leadership is not fucking easy. And it's even worse when you have a combative woman. Like, nobody's trying to deal with that shit.
So you consider that being combative? Like,
no. What I'm saying is, let me be clear, because y'all are professional at misconstruing people's words.
How about to me? We're gonna talk to you, talking to me, so we're gonna talk. Like, so if you feel some type of way about something I said, direct that to me. But go ahead.
No. I can speak in generalities without being specific to anybody. What I'm saying is just when it comes down to certain shit, and I'm making a decision as the man in a relationship, if I've already taken your opinion into account, the decision is the decision. Anything after that is just straight bickering. And no man is trying to deal with that shit.
Yeah. Mary, there's one, if I can give you an example, this is very like low level example. But just like the thinking that we have, right, because of our responsibilities to the household, the guy came, you know, we live where we live. So people come by selling shit all the time. So needless to say, we don't know it's him. It's nighttime. The light's not on outside. So I got the baby and my wife goes to the door and said, oh, it's some guy outside. Right. So I said, well, don't touch the door. Oh, I was going to turn the light on. No, don't touch the door. Then I get up. And she still goes to sit back down. I'm like, here, take the baby too. There's 3 steps in there she didn't even account for. I'm not going to the door with some guy I don't know with the baby in my hand. That's a handicap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking about all this shit. That's not how women's reigns are registering, right? Because I know what time it is when I open that door, right? I know who's responsible for opening that door and what comes through it. You see what I'm saying? And that's a low level example, right? There was no real danger. It was a guy selling steaks. You know what I'm saying?
Feel like But with that being an example, do you feel like that's do you feel like that's necessarily, I don't know who she is outside of you, so do you feel like that's lack of teaching on your end with situations like that?
No,
Or do
yeah,
you feel
we've
like that's something that would you, because I'm how I grew up, I'm aware. At my house, did somebody knock at the door? I'm not going to the door. My husband on his way to the door while I'm turning on the camera and checking the camera outside. I'm not even going to the door.
yeah, and that's just then. So she said, right, because we had that conversation.
Company, I'm not going to the door.
Yeah,
Neither of
and
us.
she said, I'm gonna turn the light on, right, but still approaching the door, right? Don't even do that. So she's learned, but we had to have that conversation a few times, right? Because she never had no real like detrimental situation, which is great, right? Why do all niggas got to go through trauma and bullshit, right? So, but that again, that was a low level.
That lack of teaching on your end, because that's something that she would have never experienced. Is
No,
that like
she knows, and her answer was, I'm gonna like turn the light on, right? But I'm just saying all the other things that didn't register, right? She let me know it was some dude at the door, and then she didn't think, oh, let me take the baby, because we don't know who this is at the door, right? And just to further Eddie's point about how we try to think like this, like the whole thing, you know, because we know we have to deal with it when it comes back negatively, you know. Sis, you guys don't have to do all those things. You choosing that a lot of times, right? You think you gotta fend for yourself and be this and that and be independent and know the encyclopedia and then be a good mom and wife. Black men are doing well. You guys seen that research? Now I haven't vetted it, but they said black men are the best dads. I guess because they see us at the most football games. I don't know, but I gotta look at the study, you know. But like, if you guys get under this covering, you'll be surprised how much easier life can actually be.
Hey, yo, and to piggyback off of what you said, I noticed when Sis was giving her list, she gave a list of things that men wanted and a list of things that women wanted to do, right? So let's say we got 100 things that we want y'all to do. Yeah, I got 100 things that y'all want to do, but you can only put 100 in the bowl. It's up to you whatever 100 that's going to be, yo. You know what I'm saying? So if you say, okay, no, I got to at least do 50% of myself and only 50% for what he want, that's a okay balance, but you're still in the middle. You give in 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's not going to work. So y'all going to have to pick a side. If you're going to pick the side to where you want to do what you want to do, 100% of this, and you need to run things and things need to align like this, that gives few things for what the person that you are trying to be with wants. So you can't have both, though, because we're not going to conform to you. And the man that does conform to you is not going to be one that you want to be with long term.
That's a good point.
So can I address a point that
absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. White. I appreciate that. It was literally the last sentence that you stated. I wanted to address that. You said women, you know, y'all should want to come under the covering, essentially, of a man, or of a black man. We're talking about black men at this point. Y'all should want to. And I don't doubt that most women want to come under the covering of a black man. We want to come under the covering of a high quality and high vibrational black man. It's not just any old man. And the issue is there's a lot of low vibrational men out there for a lot of different reasons. And so we feel it's better to stay single than it is to come under the covering of a low vibrational, low quality trash dude. Seriously, because that's more detrimental than being alone. And I'm saying this from experience. I'm single by choice. Yes, for all the comments that say making fun of that. It is my choice because I am selective about the covering I'm going to come under because I understand what that means. He's going to lead. That also means I'm aligned with him. Be very careful who you align yourself with because it will dictate the trajectory of your life. That is wisdom. And so you don't want to align yourself with anybody. So at this time, yes, we want to, but the quality of men needs to vibrate higher and go higher for us to be able to do that. Instead of y'all talking trash about us and saying y'all want to be independent, y'all don't want to do this, y'all want to do that. Ultimately, and I will say this overall, a resounding number of women want to be married and come under a good covering. but we refuse to go under trash covering. So pick yourselves up, men. That's all I'm saying. Pick yourselves up.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you put yourself in a position to be around more of the type of men that you want? Do you feel like you put yourself in that position? Have you changed your environment? Have you been, in different areas? Because me personally,
yes, I have.
In my experiences, I have not, my later adulthood experience, I did not really deal with a lot of trash niggas. They were actually really decent men, but that came with what I had to change within myself at the same time for those type of men to even be around me or for me to even come across them. So that's why when a lot of women, to me, when women feel like there's so many trash niggas out here or there's so many not good men, like all I can think about is what are you doing within yourself? Like, are you because like they say, you are what you attract, whatever the case may be. Of course, that can be either way, but it's like, are you putting yourself in those position of people like you or people that want the same thing you want?
So my overall thing, to answer your question, my overall thing is that I want a man who's healed or going through his healing journey. I don't want a man who is intimidated, and I said this many times before, intimidated by who I am and loves all of who I am. Can't pick and choose what parts of me you love and that you don't love. And that's what I'm not going to go for. So a lot of men, as we discussed how many times, don't necessarily, they feel women giving their opinion as combative. I am not combative, but I will give my opinion. They'd rather, and a lot of men are stuck in their ways in my age bracket. A lot of men are even more stuck in their ways than they were when they were younger. So again, you have to find a malleable situation. So no, I'm not hanging around trash ass dudes. I'm not a trash chick. I'm very high vibrational. But what I find is that a lot of men don't necessarily know how to lead. And so you have to be very careful who you align yourself with. They may have the money, they may have the prestige, but they don't have the emotional maturity or the emotional intelligence that I require. There's just certain things that I require, and not everybody requires the same things I require. And so I want to, I said low vibrational as well. I added in the trash part at the end, but it's really low. I stand by the low vibration of it. Go ahead, A.
So you don't
yeah. I thought you was gonna make them stop like rambling on and on. I'm saying, this is me holding him accountable. Hold on. Let me hold him accountable. It's not about you, love. This is not about you, love. This is my issue with him. Let me hold him accountable. You're on him. Stop letting them give these long-winded answers. Just saying this.
Thank you. Now back to
Yo, hey, I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking of it, but I got a little soft at the end, like I was going too hard on them.
Yeah, I was just picking with Asian.
No, I was just
like children.
Nah, you know what? I'm not even gonna say children no more. I'm gonna say like night and day. So since we're night and day, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to communicate with y'all in a way that y'all can receive.
Are you serious?
On child, and I just want y'all to get the point. So if I say, hey, since it's like night and day, we need to be patient. We need to do all of these different things with you guys, because that's more better if I just flip the word, right?
There you go.
That's how we use children. You see how simple? No, I'm messing with y'all.
Yo, man.
Good job, Adrian.
You see his name, right? Yo. Children is used purposely. That's why I use it, because it's purposeful. Because provision and protection goes along.
We know why you say it.
Sorry, he's breaking up again.
I said, we understand why you say it. You say it a lot. One thing about you, you're consistent, and you say children because you believe women need to be protected and for provision. And that
don't y'all?
Without it.
Yes.
But don't you agree with that? Love, don't you agree with that though? Like, Yeah, I need that. So do y'all?
No.
Because if that's what the reference we're using, children, do y'all want us to not do those things anymore? Because
So
another thing we be hearing y'all screaming, "We unprotected. Black men don't protect us." So
Listen, if you can't
make up your
protect
mind.
us, we not want you.
The
If you
other
can't
thing, I wasn't. Let me finish the statement real quick. Yeah, provision and protection is necessary. Also, here's the thing about the provision in which women provide on a large scale, right? So let's say in this hypothetical, the man is paying majority of the bills. She's not paying significant bills. Significant bills is over 30%, right? So here's what happens though in these relationships. Let's say the relationship starts going sideways, or the woman's getting older, or she hits menopause, or she just had a baby, or she's feeling sad and she's in postpartum. And you know what you're not getting? The provisions in which she provides for you. So you're not getting sex. Her beauty standards are dropping, right? Because she's getting older. She's not taking care of herself. She's getting fatter, right? Those things happen all the time in every fucking relationship I've seen. Now, guess what doesn't stop? You don't stop paying the bills. You don't stop protecting the house. So men's provisions, what we provide to y'all, never stop. Even when the shit you give to us declines on a daily and consistent basis. And then on top of that, I'm supposed to love you the exact same way, which is one of my provisions I provide to you. But you're not holding up your end, but I always got to hold up mine, or else everybody suffers if I don't. But now you want me to get all that? You want me to doing all what you not doing what you're supposed to do, and then you want me to hear your mouth?
Yeah, because y'all fat.
That's crazy.
In your midsections and your low testosterone, you gonna last for 3.
Asia, you say it's them. You say men gotta raise their standards. But what I just said was very substantive. It should have been considered, and it was not considered. You instantly start saying about how men got big stomachs.
But can I address it? Can I address it?
No, because you don't understand. That's my fear.
I do understand.
What is the most valuable thing that a man sees in a woman? What do men value most?
Obedience.
No. See? Beauty is what men value most. Your aesthetic is key to us and for us, right? And then there's some other things on the pole. So in sex is very high for us also. And then what you just named too, right? These things are super valuable, but they continue to decline, right? But what we provide, what our value is, we can't stop, or else everybody suffers. And you guys never not have us not pay the bills. What if I get mad 1 month, and I say, you know what? Fuck that. I ain't paying these bills. Because she can get mad and say, you know what? You ain't getting no cheeks. But see, we don't do that. Now process it. That was a lot. There's no way you unmuted that fast.
I was waiting. I was about to address it. Dang, him.
But that's crazy, because the thing is, a man knows after a woman gets pregnant and gives birth, she's gonna look different. So if you go into a marriage thinking that everything's going to stay intact and stay the same 20 years later, that's crazy.
Yes, I'm just telling you that was one of the things I named, right?
Yeah, but you said beauty is the most important thing. That's why.
Yeah, that is key for us, right? So here's the thing. What do we also say? Discipline. Is there effort there in trying to get back right? Right? There's a grace period, of course. You just had babies. I mean, come on. I don't know how Kim Kardashian them snapped the fuck back, but that might be money more than
surgery.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's a grace period, but we want you to at least say, hey, babe, right? This is what, you know what I mean? You just seeing the effort. But yeah, there's, of course, you got to use common sense.
Good. I'm glad we're using common sense now, because life happens, right? And so women get pregnant, they have kids. Their body may not snap back the way it was. Women go through menopause. That changes their bodies. Women, you have to understand the woman's body goes through change. That affects the beauty part of it, right? And that's why you should love your wife more beyond her beauty. I know that's what y'all first thing y'all love, but understand life happens, because if that's the case, please understand, when we first see y'all too, we have eyeballs as well, and we were attracted to you for your looks as well. Your looks fade. You go bald in the middle. Your hair don't grow back the way it used to. It goes in the patches on the side. your stomach gets bigger.
Never mind, man. Never mind.
No, I'm listening.
It's disappointing. It's disappointing. I understand. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, we hear you, but the women can never talk about men.
We get fat and ugly too. We get fat and ugly too. I got you. I'm just saying the most important provision in which you provide is that the most important provision in which we provide is not the same.
But
if a man
stays the same though, Hamp, okay, fine, you pay the bills, and so our appreciation for you. So would you
fine, you pay the bills. Damn.
Listen, yes. So you want the appreciation of us. I mean, I can't talk. Like I can't take getting interrupted like literally every 30 seconds because right now I gotta save my voice. I just sat there and drink water and I'm drinking green tea and I'm tired of getting interrupted. Y'all sit there and y'all give y'all points. Y'all don't get interrupted. I sit there and I'm quiet. I stay mute and then I come off mute. Then trying to talk and then I get interrupted by top, bottom, and then the side. Terrence is the only one that's respectful on this joint. No, hey, you've been pretty good.
The answer is too long though. Like
no, you interrupting me though.
You're saying that we get unattractive too. That's what you're trying to say.
Okay, but I wasn't done talking. If you let me and you stop talking, I will say something else. Y'all combative and it's not attractive. Y'all do know that when y'all get combative like that, it is such a turn off.
Attractive? What do you
know that, right?
Attractive to what?
I'm just saying it's not cute. Y'all need to listen. With
a debate show.
That's y'all talking about the whole entire time. Y'all is there saying y'all combative, y'all talking, y'all interrupt. Just let me talk. Now, as I was saying, yes, you still are to provide. You are still to have provision. You are still to protect. Life happens and beauty fades, but our love and our nurturing and our caring, which is natural for women to be nurturing and the caring and to love you, does not fade. So if you just marry someone for what their looks are, you're gonna be sorely disappointed. If you marry someone just so you can have sex day and night, yes, you were sorely disappointed, and we will too eventually. Again, y'all aren't gonna say the same either. It's just that's why it has to be more than just those superficial things. It has to be more spiritual. It has to be more business. I say more business. To be very honest with you, that's why I agree because life happens. That's all I'm saying. Child, I'm over it.
No, I mean, you just said the same thing for 7 minutes. That was the problem. Like, we understand that. That's also not the only thing I named. I was naming the provisions of which we want and need the most from our partner. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't understand why some of these things aren't acceptable because you don't like them. That's odd to me. That's dangerous to me. Because you're saying stop learning. Asia, you stopped learning. You have stopped learning officially. Like you can't hear anything without having a rebuttal. When the truth about it is it's true. Men, women do not. If a woman is looking for the prettiest man, I've never seen a woman put that at the top of their totem pole.
Yes, they just why women want the 6 foot tall abs and whatnot. Women do care about physical qualities of a man. Cut it out.
Oh my God.
You just sat there and said beauty don't care. Oh,
I said top of the totem pole.
It is because we see you first.
It's number one. All right, it's number one.
We gotta look at you. Yes, it
No,
is.
it's like number 3.
When women say when women get their top, what they want in men,
we'll date an ugly dude.
More.
That's the problem. Like it becomes a little bit,
or not ugly, but you know.
It just comes a little bit like distant. Like there can't be a rebuttal. Sometimes some people say shit that's true. Like it can't always be that. Like it's just weird to me. What, Alex?
I'm
mad. I'm mad now. What, Mary?
You listening?
Now watch this. Hey, Terrence, do you have anything you would like to add?
Oh, yo.
I'm nice to Terrence.
First thing, you can never learn while talking. I've been in education, 17, 18 years. I've never known anyone to learn while they're still moving their mouth. Sometimes it takes an attentive ear.
Yeah.
Listen. I mean, I don't have to, be as snarky, but trust me, I can be. But damn, sometimes it's just, hey, calm down. And if you really can figure out whether or not you're learning or you're listening, let the person finish. And if you can't do that, then it's like it doesn't seem like you're actually having dialogue. It just seems like you're actually just going at each other, man. Nobody got time for all that bullshit.
Yeah. I try to learn every time I'm up here, but I don't know. The accountability shit is bothering me though.
That's why I started with that shit, bro. I know what the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah, you was on some real shit with that, because I saw that accountability. It's almost like it's a tree, and you started with that one thing, and it branches out to so many other things. So I give you props for that accountability, because that's straight garbage.
Alex, I want to, like, when I talk to Alex, I find that she listens pretty well. Like, she's not like overly combative. So I just wanted to shout that out. Mary too, actually. When I'm getting, like, if I'm talking to her, like, they seem to listen pretty well. Sis been listening to me her whole life.
We're both married.
Huh?
Yeah, what do Asia do when you talk to her though?
Hold on. We're married. Can you repeat that, please? Please repeat that one more time.
I said we're both married.
Hold up. And so what? I got 3 engagement rings upstairs. So that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you know, you can choose
you gotta get married though. You gotta get married.
You go through with it or you don't go through with it. Okay.
But you gotta get married.
Be screaming right now.
I could have married an African
But
by now.
what I'm saying
I could have married a nigga from Florida by now.
I'm saying it just kind of. I'm just saying it just kind of shows that we are more accustomed to understanding and listening to what a man has to say versus somebody that still may be in that wilding out kind of stage. We were able to, me personally, I was being with my husband allowed me to understand men more in general and be more not even know exactly what he's talking about or what men talk about in general, but understanding that this is how you feel, this is what you think. And I think that's the biggest thing that, comes with it. Like he said, like him said, when he talked to me and Alex, it's kind of a little bit different. And it's more so we have been accustomed to just kind of being like, all right, let me listen to you. But if you don't have to do that, you're not going to do it.
But I think even outside of marriage, I mean, again, listening is a skill. And over time, as I've matured, I don't want to waste my energy in arguing with you. And because I'm very calculated with things, I'm more selective when I choose to speak. And I want to make sure that I have the whole picture and I can process and get my thoughts together before I speak. But marriage does help. And sometimes in listening, you're able to be cold when people can take a little bit longer to get to their point. Me, I don't like a lot of detail. It overwhelms me. But when people give it, I have to get into that mindset where I am listening and I am focusing and I can pinpoint, okay, is this what you meant to say? I think this is what you meant. I think this is what you were trying to get. But I don't necessarily think this is because I'm married, but it does help.
Hey, yo, you sound like a high vibrational wife. Like most women who seek to align and follow a black man, you sound very high vibrational.
Took the words out my mouth, man.
You know why I get so upset at Asia? Not upset, but show upset. Like, like on the podcast upset. One, because I'm a very good. I should have been an actor of some sort. But two, and I like to gaslight. But two, Alex, why you nodding so hard? Big ass head.
Because you do be gaslighting. I'm done.
Cross-eyed ass. All right, so
I'll see that.
Because Asia is capable, but I feel like she ran into so many corny niggas. She think her notions are the right ones. Asia, you could be an astronaut if you want to. But I just like, yo, this nigga she just talked to too many niggas who she was able to just put in the bathroom, and then she went on too many bad dates, and now these niggas define everybody.
Low vibrational.
Need somebody put their foot on that neck, boy.
That's what she need, man. And she need a ugly, trash carrying nigga that ain't gonna take no shit. He gonna be home every day. He gonna get up every morning at 4 a.m. He not gonna play no games. He gonna respect her, but she also gonna respect him because his hands gonna be rough as shit. Instead, these fucking IT professionals, man, she able to just talk over there like, yo, all he do is Control C, Control V all day and reset password. Like that ain't it.
Asia's gonna
I heard you say.
Somebody deserved to have Asia as their backbone. But she too busy beating niggas' asses. That's why I be going at her. I'm the only one that can hold her accountable in the world.
And she gonna fight you tooth and nail on that. You know
Like, look, she about to unmute.
Yeah. She wanted to. Her finger was touching the button.
She gonna have a band-aid on her finger next week. All this unmuting she been doing, boy. All right, go ahead, Asia. You got the final word. I know Alex sleepy.
Love yourself.
No, not final thought, fool. Final word on this topic.
Oh, I'm high vibration. I love myself. I don't need external validation. I hear what you're saying, but I'm on a talk show, on a podcast to talk, and I listen. I'm muted a lot today, and I let you talk because I had a simple response. Does not mean I'm not listening to you. I'm also giving my point of view from my stance, and so it is what it is. You ask someone to be on a podcast to talk. Y'all niggas talk nonstop. So I like to talk too. I want to talk and get my opinion. And people address me and ask me questions. I'm going to answer them with the question that they asked me. And that's a problem. Stop being so low vibrational and bring your game up. Be more high vibrational, won't hurt you so much.
Oh my God.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
What's Bub doing down here? Interesting, man.
What?
Like shit.
What's up?
What's goody?
Yo, man, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Man, that was spirited, man. But I liked it. I don't know how much we learned, but it was entertaining.
I learned a lot because I was listening very well.
Terrence, please say something to her. Listen, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. I don't really like Jerry Springer, but I do like one of his constructs. Alex, final thought.
Listening is a skill, as I have said time and time again. And for those on their journey to being high vibration, keep at it. It takes time. The biggest key is accountability and your willingness to learn and unlearn things.
All right, Bub.
Yo, man, Asia, man, you driving me insane. But it's all love, though. The show was popping. And keep all low vibrational women away from real cats like me, please.
Sis.
Just be you. Just be you.
T.
Yo, first and foremost, I want to shout out my daughter, Shanice Wiggum. Happy birthday today. Second, be vulnerable, be accountable.
That's good. Mary.
And don't be a low vibrational bitch.
Wow.
My bad.
listen, it's all right to be submissive. Don't forget to be submissive to the right man. And listen, what you say matters. I don't care who you are. What you say matters.
Eddie,
Your choices matter. If you've made poor choices and the results are what they are in your current state of being, that's your fucking fault.
Love.
Be the best version of yourself. Strive to be the best version of yourself. And remember, feed yourself soul food, good food. It's not just what you eat, what you put in your body, it's also what you put into your soul. And monitor what you let in your eye gates and your ear gates.
Mr. White.
Hey, yo. Women. One of the most, if not the most highest vibrational thing you can do is get aligned with a black man. Right? You still have your own mind and your own thoughts, but you find somebody who you align with and you willing to. Don't let these other people fool y'all. Don't let them fool y'all. Don't be looking back like, dang, I should have listened to what Mr. White said. That's for free. It's some of the most high vibrational things you could do, y'all.
Word. Yeah, one thing I want to be careful with, I think self-accountability is key. But I know most of us in our community are Christian. There's a verse in Ecclesiastes. I won't give you all the details, but it says you should be in a group. Eddie, mute your thing. It said you should be in a group with people of like mind for accountability. If you're only going off of what you think is good and what you think is great about yourself, you'll be forever misled. Get around 3 or 4 that have similar same standards, right? So you can know if you're going down the right path, right? That's instrumental. Okay. There are societal values and standards, and we do lean on what society says. That's why we deem some things acceptable, some things not. Again, so go outside yourself, see what goals have been achieved, what goals are achievable, what totem pole you're aligned with, and then chase that. Right? But you got to go outside yourself to get full understanding. You know, it's hard out here though. You know, I think our women deserve the best, and the best is us, and we do have some improving to do, no question. You know, and at the same time, understand what we want so that you can cater or form a little bit to some of those standards, so that when we do find you, we easily align. Square peg round hole ain't gonna never make no sense. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and we out.